Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett has denied a petition by a group of Wisconsin taxpayers seeking to block President Joe Biden's student debt forgiveness program from moving forward. So if you remember, I'm sure you remember Biden forgiving $10,000 of student debt for some and $20,000 for others. And that was a big move. But then pretty quickly we saw Republican individuals start figuring out how they could challenge this somehow in the courts and block the actual forgiveness from happening. So Biden did the action, but then the execution of that had yet to be fulfilled, and they were trying to block it from happening before it went forward. And then a bunch of people came forward in those kind of similar circles trying to claim that they were hurt by this forgiveness plan and suing on that ground. Well, Amy Coney Barrett, someone who is incredibly conservative, and we know her views on a lot of these things, even she couldn't go along with that and has denied one of those attempts, which is a good sign for Joe Biden's debt forgiveness plan. Reading from Mediaite, Barrett, who handles emergency filings emanating from the Badger State, rejected the request without explanation. In August, Biden announced the federal government, which holds the vast majority of outstanding student loan debt, will forgive $10,000 in debt for every borrower making less than $125,000 per year. Meanwhile, Pell Grant recipients are eligible for $20,000 in debt forgiveness. The move sparked an outcry, as we were talking about, among conservatives, who say the plan is both unfair to those who have already paid their student debts back and costly to taxpayers more broadly. It has prompted several lawsuits, but none so far have been successful. One key issue is that all plaintiffs thus far seem to lack standing, as they have been unable to demonstrate they have incurred actual harm as a result. So that's the core part of all of this. Is you can sue out the wazoo, but if you don't actually have standing in a situation like this, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's a little bit silly that people are coming forward and saying, it hurts me because I already paid mine off. I guess that's an argument of if it's fair or not, but there's not a constitutional right to your government being fair in every single legislative action they take, or every action affecting everyone equally, or whatever it is. So bizarre, and I think that's why Amy Coney Barrett, who again is very conservative, very right-wing, didn't even give an explanation, just said nah, because it's a little bit silly what they're trying to do. And that always raises in my mind, is this an honest attempt to block it from going out and just kind of a let's see if it works? Or is it just a big virtue signal? Like, we hate Biden, we hate what he just did, so I'm going to sue. It just seems like a waste of resources to do so if you don't legitimately think you're going to succeed. And I don't see how they could think they were going to succeed in this situation. So very bizarre on the part of these conservatives, but glad that the Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett ruled the way that she did.